What up, what up, what up, what up?
Yo, what's up?
Big
Jada
Step
Bull.
Podcast. Here we are. Finally, episode 1.
First episode.
Definitely. What's good, bro?
Not much, man. Just happy finally doing it. Finally getting it out the way.
Definitely it feels good. Before we get any further, we definitely want to send a big shout out to DMX and his family. Send our condolences. Everybody loves the X, man. You know, kind of took us all by surprise. You know, we all take it in our own way. But what can you say? You know, I guess it was time to go.
Yeah, it's definitely a big hit for hip hop. If you are at the age, I guess if you're at the age of probably over 25, you probably know who DMX is, and you better. And you know, he was one of the staples of hip hop, and he's gonna be greatly missed.
Definitely greatly missed.
You know,
his vibe is just different, man. You know, I heard X as a young kid, so from there, I always been a fan. You know, what's my name and all that good stuff. I mean, he got so many songs, man. What's your favorite song?
My favorite X song. Man. I mean, I guess it's like I don't want to go with the stereotypical one, but I guess "Party Up" because I mean that's like it's literally got anthem. It's like they knew, like they literally put anthem in the title of the song, you know. So like it's an automatic anthem. As soon as you hear it, you think of DMX. To hear the beat, you know, it's just. I mean, as soon as you think of DMX, you think of that song. So it's number one right now. It got catapulted up to number one on iTunes right now. So
yeah, bro, I heard.
So I mean, that goes to show you right there what most people associate X with. So it's kind of cliche to say that, but I mean that's the song right there for X.
My favorite song from X is probably different than everybody else. Crime Story.
Crime Story. I know Crime Story. I don't know it well.
It was on the second album.
It's on the second, yeah. Oh yeah, that's you're a real DMX fan.
Yeah, I'm a real DMX fan. Only 27, but I'm a real DMX fan. So I really much got to see his whole career.
And I mean, I was not just the old DMX. I mean, X still had it. I was listening to a song he got with Casanova before he went to jail. You know Cass, right?
Yeah, I know Cass.
Yeah, he got a song. He had a song with X last summer.
Man, I think I know what you're talking
what's
about.
What's the name of it? Look, if y'all haven't heard that song, look that song up. That song bang. He sounded like old DMX on that song.
Yeah, he did.
He sounded like old X. He did not. He did not lose it.
Oh, he had a joint with Ross and Swiss Beats. Remember the joint? You know, you watch what's the show with Forrest Whitaker? He playing as Bumpy Johnson.
Who's playing Bumpy Johnson?
Forrest Whitaker is playing Bumpy Johnson.
Oh, the Godfather joint.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that yet.
You see it?
No, I gotta watch that.
Oh man, bro.
I definitely gotta watch that.
It's coming back this month, I think.
That's what. It's an Amazon show, right?
It's on Epics or something like that.
Yeah, I ain't get around to that one.
Oh, you definitely gotta check that out.
Yeah, but I mean,
definitely control.
What else can you say about X, man? He was a dope rapper, dope actor,
dope human being. All his movies was good too. Even later down the line, his movies was good.
Yeah,
I seen one Behind the Law or something like that. Something crazy with Steven Seagal.
He had his karate movies. He did it's just like you got to really think about that. Like DMX was out here like breaking down barriers.
He was.
He did karate films, bro. He was from Yonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he really know karate at all? Like he just somehow kept it up in dope ass. He was with Romy. He did one with Jet Li. He was out here. He was doing it.
Definitely was.
Very versatile man.
Definitely.
What now? Not to get too controversial, but what do you think? Did you see that that cover with a Prince Harry next to DMX?
Oh, you mean Prince Philip?
Philip, right? Yeah. The one who did, and they just was like, beloved Prince dies, but they're like troubled. Brilliant but troubled rapper dies on the other side. Like what was that? Like it is like you don't like it's not like it's for one, it's not like it's not true. We're not ignorant to how X is gone. You know, he believed the reports is that he died of overdose. And if you follow X through his career, that's something that he did battle with. and also, it kind of stopped his career from being, and when you look at him as far as talent, he should have been up there with Jay-Z and
he
he has the talent for all that, but his addictions did kind of slow him down for what I think. Even as amazing his career ended up being, maybe it could have been a little bit more, maybe a couple more albums, but we appreciate everything he gave us while he was here. But I don't know, like I feel like when somebody died, especially when it's fresh off the, why put that butt trouble? Like, he was brilliant. If you want to say he's brilliant, say he's brilliant. Nothing good. A butt has never.
Nothing good comes out.
Nothing comes out after a butt. Like, you don't say you're great, but like it's just like it's an asterisk, and I don't understand when it comes to black stars. It got to come with an asterisk, especially like when it's like I said, fresh. We already know how he died.
Right.
But and then it's like maybe I wouldn't even notice if you didn't put the Prince right next to him and just call him beloved. And it's like it's trouble with that family, right? That family is very controversial. So maybe you should have said beloved but controversial Prince dies. Because, not everybody loves the royal family. There's a lot of, family history there that a lot of people have problems with. So, and, not to bring up something else about somebody else while they're dead, but I'm just saying there's ways to look at it on both sides. And I just think certain things can be set aside when you're just trying to make a point. If the point was to celebrate the late Prince, the late rapper, why did my man have to come with a butt?
It definitely could have did it better. But, what do you really expect, man? I don't really expect too much.
But I just want to rant about that a little bit. But
that's cool. It's cool.
R.I.P. DMX. Bottom line.
Earl DMX Simmons, R.I.P. Rest in paradise. Yeah. So tonight, man, what we gonna do?
Man, we got some stuff lined up. We wanted to tackle for our first topic, and bear with us because this is our first podcast, so we're gonna get the hang of this, juggling us back and forth. But we're gonna try to talk about millennial dating.
We ain't gonna try. We gonna do it.
Huh?
We ain't gonna try.
Oh, we ain't gonna try. Well, we definitely gonna do it. But bear with us. That's all I'm gonna say.
Where you want to start with the millennial dating? Because we can do this forever.
I guess we could start with what is dating is now. Like,
what is dating now?
Yeah, right. What is dating now as a millennial? Like, what does that even mean? Because like, I've been, like I said, I think, well, for one, let's start with why we chose the topic. To go with the start with. We pretty much thought we should start with it because it's a good way to, for one, get to know us as new podcasters. Right. Because we're in two different type of relationship. Well, he's coming out of a relationship.
Well, no. I came out of one.
He's out of a relationship completely. Sorry.
It's been a while now.
It's been a while now, right? How long?
Over 2 months.
2 months. 2 months.
Over.
But coming out of a long-term relationship though, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
It was 2 years.
So, and I've been in a 7-year relationship with my now wife, who I just married back in June.
Whew. So,
just to get to know us off the bat, because that's the interesting stuff.
Definitely.
We thought we start with that, and like, how do we get to the point that we are now, as far as that part of our lives? Man. So, like I said, like, how do it feel to be not newly single, but somewhat newly single?
How does it feel?
Yeah,
I feel good.
It's been a long time for me, so I don't know how to feel.
It felt the same way. I had got used to the whole relationship thing. It was good for me, for the time being. It was good, I don't have any regrets or anything like that. But being single right now, it's a different feeling. Out on my own, so it's definitely a good feeling.
Right.
When you get out here, I don't really have too much bad to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Being single right now, there's a lot of ladies out here.
What type of time are you on? Are you on demon time? Are you like just out here slaying, or are you like you looking for something?
No,
hold
bro.
on to?
The demon time stuff, I'm done with that. You know? Like, I have
Too
fun.
old for that,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Like way too old for
We're
demon
not
time.
too old.
But
We really go by age, but
yeah.
I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people saying, "Yo, man, you single now, you do this and that," but that ain't where I'm at in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of my situation prior to this, my brain ain't to go out and just start doing any and everything. That's not my thing. Never really was, pretty much when I was single in the previous years before my relationship. I just always dealt the cards that was, handed to me. I wasn't out here just dogging nobody or anything like that. That's never been my thing.
Right. And I guess the reason why I said let's open up with what is dating now these days is because I feel like the term has changed a lot. Like for one, there's not a lot of people. Well, please know I speak generally, but I know everybody doesn't mean everybody. It means
Right.
I feel like it's a majority or maybe a trend. Like so when I say everybody, but I feel like everyone has kind of separated themselves from titles.
I think. Well, no, man. I know a good amount of people that's definitely separating themselves from titles.
Right. Like, do you see that as a trend right now, or
I wouldn't call it a trend.
Is it a defense mechanism?
Because like happens over time.
Say it again.
It's something that has happened over time. More and more people are, not, putting a title into a relationship.
Right.
They call it situationships, right?
Situationships.
So
exactly.
there's a lot of that going on
used
right
it before
now.
I could.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I haven't had too many actual serious relationships, so I don't know what to call myself. You know what I'm saying? Last relationship was like the most serious I've ever been.
Okay.
No comparison. No comparison to that one.
So people are separating themselves from titles, meaning that, and I'm pretty sure you guys know some people out there who, been messing with somebody for on and off for maybe 2 to 3 years, and that's not their man, and she's not his girl, but everything else is happening in the middle. Everything else is, everything
that a relationship requires, pretty much.
Right, exactly. Like you're doing all the relationship stuff, So that's why it's like with that being a trend, me and my wife we looked at as weirdos sometimes.
Think so?
like every once in a while, like most people are receptive, take it like, oh yeah, that's awesome, whatever. But every once in a while, it's like, wait, you're married? Like, what is that? Like, they look at me. I mean, one guy said like I don't like you a different type of bull. Like somebody, like, what does that even mean?
Well, no. That's kind of true because some of us never doing that, especially in our 20s. But I honor people that's married at young ages.
Right.
I mean, everybody has their own reasons of doing things, So I honor it. I haven't got there.
And it's definitely depending on what circle you're in, because the funny part is that the reason why it take me is because I actually know a couple of married people. I don't know if that's due to my wife, I guess, because some of them are her friends, but I know people who are married, and they're my age.
Right.
Like
I have friends that's married that's our age.
Right.
And they've been a couple was married for years.
Right. Right. So too. I guess you could just find yourself to talk. Sometimes you find yourself talking to somebody who, I guess, don't know anybody who's married their age, and they just look at you like,
yeah. Like I said, bro, I honor it. You married, you got a wife and kids. That's honorable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It takes a lot. Everybody can't do it. That's why it's so honorable to me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to do it now. So I think that's part of the oddness of it. It's like a lot of people our age are not really even thinking on it. And why do you think that is?
Upbringing, a lot of times. Some people have poor examples at home or around them, so they're like, man, they going through all this and they married. I don't see no happiness coming out of it. So why should I do it? That was my thing. Like not like in house where I lived at, but I knew people and stuff like that had crazy situations and they were married. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay.
Until like the last couple years ago, started thinking once you start maturing, as far as that part of your life goes, then you start thinking otherwise. But in the beginning, I was like, man, I ain't never get married. It's crazy.
Well, I don't see. I don't know if that was the same with me because, I mean, a lot of people I grew up around wasn't even married. So, and I ended up.
Well, that too.
So I mean, the best examples of marriage and I guess my family or community was like the older ones, like grandparents. Like my grandparents was married, and great uncles, and older aunts and uncles.
Yeah, and they're usually the ones.
Yeah, but
TV.
I guess it kind of got out of the trend in the 80s.
The 2000s is different, man. Social media is always a lot of stuff, man. People be embarrassed of the wrong things, man. Stuff that you should be proud of, people are embarrassed of. Like, how can you be, embarrassed to be married? It's weird.
You think people are embarrassed to be married?
Not embarrassed, but they don't feel, just based off of what you were saying, sometimes you feel a little weird. So not embarrassed, but people might call you weird because you're married. But it's like, that's a normal thing. People was getting married young, before our time.
Right.
People get arranged to get married. People get married at 18. So, and you're in your 20s, you're 28?
I'm 28.
Right. So you just got married last year, so you wasn't that young.
Right.
Kind of, there's more people that get married at that age than you think, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they don't know how old I am when they when they find out. But yeah, I mean, I think after 25, that's like 25. I don't know. But it's like everybody got this thing too about their 20s. Everybody want to live it up now in their 20s,
which is cool to an extent.
Yeah,
you gotta get some business done also.
And I was actually about to say that, like the focus is the bag. Society is teaching us that the bag come first. You know what I'm saying? Over love. So a lot of people don't want to be tied down. Huh?
Do you agree?
Like it's funny because I agree to a certain extent. I don't think.
Me too.
Like, I don't think there's, well, for one, here's the thing. I don't think there's a layout of exactly when do you get married.
There's no blueprint. No.
There's no blueprint on that. And it's definitely, I don't think it got anything to do with age. I think it's all about, like, how can it work for you? Like, or work with each other. Like, I feel like it got to be something, like, for me and my wife, like, we had a common life goal.
Right.
I think that matters more than anything. I think that matters sometimes more than love, only because you can love somebody to death, but that don't mean you should probably get married. Like a lot of people, and maybe that's why people don't want to get married or, got this thing about marriage because they think they got to find somebody that's super duper in love with, and you are supposed to be like that, but that's not the only thing you need either, though.
Yeah, I mean, like that's don't even know what marriage is.
Huh?
A lot of people don't even know what marriage is.
Yeah, it's a bond, a togetherness,
right?
You got to work together, basically.
Definitely ain't all about love,
right? Like you can't survive off that. Like you got to have a common goal, and
people that try to survive off of that, I don't think they do too well.
Like just off love.
Yeah, love's not enough.
Yeah, we see no type of relationship just off like. No, not building on nothing. Right. Exactly.
I think every time when you come into a relationship, period, you should have a common goal. You both should have your own individual goals.
Right.
As a couple, you should definitely have goals. You know what I'm saying? I do believe in that.
And also, like, with the whole thing about the bag thing, it's like, if we're in our 20s, how many people gonna have the bag already? Like, most successful people get successful around their 30s, 40s.
That's where the internet and stuff come in at.
Yeah, the internet is it's tricking y'all out here, man. Like you waiting for a guy to just come and sweep you off your feet with the bag. And like here's the thing. Here's my experience.
It can happen.
It can happen, but here's my experience, right? If a guy in his 20s and he does got the bag, he probably ain't really work on those other things because he's been too busy chasing the bag. So his relationship skills are probably going to suck. So yeah, you probably get flown out, but you're probably not going to have as good as a time. But we won't know because you're going to take Instagram pictures. Yeah. And their Instagram pictures going to look like you had a time of your life. But you ain't going to say about how he barely acknowledged you. He annoyed you. He just wanted to fuck in the telly. Like he didn't really like. You're just going to ignore all those. But. I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I won't judge you. I won't judge you.
I'm just saying. But it's definitely nothing wrong. Like, if you do get a guy with the bag already, like, and he treats you well, all power to that guy. All
Definitely.
power.
I mean, it's definitely some guys out here like that.
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's just hard to find. Vice versa.
But I'm just saying, like, it's nothing wrong with starting with a guy who has ambition, long as he's not like, and that's weird too. It's like somehow the guys with the ambitious falls to the wayside. Like,
Yeah, I feel
like
it's
like sometimes a guy who just do nothing but take advantage, he gets more
all the time.
love
All the
than
time. I'm gonna say that again.
like,
all the
you
time.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I don't know, ladies. I don't know. This is why we're gonna we're probably gonna have to revisit the topic with some women,
Definitely.
so we could definitely hear the other side of the story of why like bum ass niggas get the dub sometimes. Like, I see it all the time, and I wish I was like
Never going
lying, but
never going to understand, bro. I mean, I done seen dudes literally do nothing and
find their way back in
every time.
every time.
I just don't understand myself. I got another question for you.
What's that?
Do you think that somebody can meet somebody and already be like, damn, I want to marry that person? You think that can happen early on?
No,
You don't think so?
absolutely not. Love at first sight is like,
It's a myth.
it's such a myth, bro.
It's a myth.
Like,
I don't
it's
know.
so much that's a myth about love and about being married. And I think I can be a little more like scriptive, like know what I'm talking about,
Right.
being somebody who's married, because I just know that for one, no matter how much you love somebody, the first time you meet them, you're going to meet a whole nother person like months down the line.
Yeah.
And they're going to meet another person like 2 years later. Like, you're going to keep being reintroduced to this. So it's
even before marriage, though, just being in a relationship in general.
yeah, just being like, it's
Time passed,
like
you
nobody
see more
is
and
100% of themselves the first time you meet them. And you don't even really get to know them until you're around them repetitively. So I don't really, like, I think that's why, like, when you hear about celebrities or not even just celebrities, people do it in general, but
Right.
a lot of people get married after a year or two, and, I'm not going to say that never works out.
You
But
think there's a time frame on when you should get married after being with somebody? How long you should be with somebody before you get married, I should say. I don't think there's a time frame.
I don't know. I guess it definitely got to be after 2 years. I think after 2 years, that's when you either propose, like, if that's what you want to do, like, if it's that serious, that committed, and y'all have a common goal, common goals, common life goals, and can build off each other. I think that's that's a good time to do it. Like, when that stuff aligned, I feel like that's the perfect time.
Do you think you have to live with a person first before you marry them?
Yes. And I hate when
Said that
people say,
fast.
huh?
Said that real fast.
Yes, you do, bro. You do not know who somebody is until you live with them, bro.
Facts.
It's a whole different ballgame. Like, you in that person's face all the time,
All the time.
bro. Like,
yeah.
it's not, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what word should I use? Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment for sure.
Yeah.
Once you see the same person every single day, it's definitely an adjustment.
I mean, we saw it even with the pandemic. Like you said, a lot of people broke up during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Being locked in, and they were already living together. See, because that's the thing. Sometimes even living together might not expose it, because you might spend a significant amount of time outside the house.
Right.
So really, I feel like repetition with a person is really where you could tell if you could stomach this person for, like, because we're talking about, like, see, I think that's the part that scares people about marriage. Is like, you really supposed to be with a person forever. Like, that's
is a strong word.
That's
That's a strong
like,
word.
it doesn't even. When you really think about it, technically, it don't even make sense. But I did it, so
forever though,
and I don't regret it. I don't. But I'm just saying, it's a strong commitment.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I think the only way you can really do that if you've been around a person enough times.
You gotta really, really, really want it too.
But I mean, and then who am I? Like, but that's what works with my marriage. See, some people marriage, maybe two people who don't want to be around each other all the time, works perfectly for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that goes back to the common. Like, you can't be super clingy and the other person super not. Like, that's just,
I don't think that works.
Be common, huh?
Well, never mind. That does. Yeah, I mean, one person's super clingy, the other one is not clingy at all. I think the person that's not clingy is either going to work their way in, or the person that's clingy is going to slow down a little bit. One or the other is going to happen. They definitely got to meet in the middle with that. Yeah. But, it takes time for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, it all depends, bro.
So, one part that's changed about millennial dating is definitely the invention of apps. Oh, not the invention of apps, but dating apps, Tinder.
Social media altogether, yeah.
What is
social media altogether?
Plenty of fish, all that. But, do you feel like that's a more negative thing or a good thing? As far as
depends on how you use it, It can be a good thing and a bad thing. Depends on what you're doing on your social media.
I feel like it definitely gives you more options, and I can say it could be a good thing and a bad thing, because because I know when I'm watching Netflix, I'm annoyed when they like drop a whole bunch of hot shit at once, because I don't know what to pick. I end up not watching nothing. I'll be sitting down with my food, and I'll be halfway done my food, and I'm still picking, bro. I hate that shit.
I do it every time. It takes me about 45 minutes to pick something to watch.
It's too many options.
It is.
Like, I couldn't imagine being on Tinder, bro. I'm happy I missed that era. I missed that era completely. You know that, right?
Tinder.
I've been with my girl for 7. Like, when we was out, I think the only thing that was out was like Match.com and eHarmony.
Black people meet.
Like that.
Christian mingle.
I remember, I think I remember even back then somebody said it was on one of those sites, and you used to get like, not clown, but people would laugh. Like, I remember one time. Like, damn, you gotta go online to meet people. Like, and that was like, that's the way you meet people, is online.
One time I met this girl, and I meet up with her or whatever, and we go to see my friend. I tell my friend, like, yeah, bro. He's like, man, bro, where you meet her? I was like, I met her at Christian Mingle. He's just looking at me.
I don't know why I didn't expect you to say out of all the joys, Christian Mingle.
I just be coming up with stuff. But yeah, I was like, Christian Mingle. He looked at me for like 30 seconds. I was like, no, bro, I'm fucking with you, man.
Yeah, right.
I don't have it in me to do something like that. Christian Mingle. Sound like you gotta be 40 and up for that.
What, for Christian Mingle?
Maybe 50 and up.
For Christian Mingle?
Yeah.
They probably got all ages on there. You just gotta click the box. I'm 25.
I don't do the dating sites like that. Matter of fact, I had a Tinder back in like 2015 when I used to work at UPenn. Okay. I had it for like a month.
Wasn't
nothing going on there for me. It was some matches, but I wasn't really like, it just felt weird to me, you know what I'm saying? But by that time, like, it was just Instagram for me. Like, I didn't stop trying to, Facebook was a no-no.
I wonder if anybody actually met, like, cause like basically everybody used these apps just to like fuck around and scroll, and
Damn, you put it like that?
Shit like that. But
you think so?
I think so. So who had actually been on there and just like found somebody? Like literally like, oh, I fell in love with my life on Tinder.
I've seen it. People not Tinder.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, like one of those apps. Like I know, like I don't know. I feel like the eHarmonies, like those are the ones that kind of take it a little more seriously. But any of the Jones where you just literally just doing this to people, swiping left or right, like that's not dignified. You're not picking a mate.
Well, I found somebody. Well, I didn't find somebody. I know somebody personally, a family. Well, somebody close to me that met somebody on Tinder, and they together.
Oh, they together.
Yeah, I didn't know they met each other on there at first.
Happy for them.
So I asked one day, well, like, how y'all meet?
Mazel tov.
I'm like, damn, that's what's up, fam.
Yeah.
It never happened for me, but
Tinder.
Keep going. That's what's
Tinder
up.
needs to sponsor them.
Tinder's still popping.
You can actually find love on her.
Man, I had my cuz,
and not just an STD. Sorry.
Somebody told me recently, is this joint called Hinge? Like, yo, go on Hinge, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's when I first got single or whatever. Like, yeah, go on Hinge, man. There's chicks on there galore, yada. Like, I downloaded the app, but I just don't got it in me. Go on that joint, really be on that joint.
So Dove is admitting that he is not into that app dating at all.
It's just
not for you.
Can't do it.
So what is your preferred way to meet women?
I mean, I have met women off Instagram before.
Okay.
I have very little success with that in the past. As far as
Instagram,
in person, I'm good in person. I know how to talk, so I'm good in person.
Okay. Now, but in person, a person that seems, if I say a person is hard because most girls just don't want to be talked to in person. I mean, I guess if they're attracted to you, they'll talk to you. But
I think it's easier in person.
Huh?
I think it's easier in person.
Yeah?
You gotta think.
Everybody got headphones on.
Yeah. I don't, if somebody got headphones on, I don't.
Miss. Tap it on the shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easier in person because on the internet, you gotta go through all this stuff to finally be like, well, can I get your number? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I guess I was talking, I wasn't really setting the example right, because I was talking about like catcalling or trying to stop somebody on the street or on a bus. But I guess, what do you mean by in person? Like, you still like going to bars?
Yeah, like out socially, you see a young lady.
I can see that.
That's my way of, like, I don't really, like walking down the street or nothing like that. Yeah, night scene.
Yeah.
Night scene.
I met my wife on a night scene.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
Because you can party with them. You can do everything else. So.
That's good with me. That's good with me. I won't complain. Millennial dating. But social media does have a negative effect and a positive effect. More negative.
So you're settled on more negative.
More negative, especially for men, young guys.
All right, so just to touch on this a little bit, what do you think of this sweetie mindset? The sweetie mindset, which is, if he can't buy you a Birkin, he shouldn't be lurking.
If you want a Birkin, don't look at me.
Like, it's just, I find it funny because I found like the female rappers have personified this contradiction of a mentality, because they be like, oh, I got my own money, but he spends his money. I mean, like, how can you do, like, you only can do both because you're Meg Thee Stallion and Sweetie. But most of these girls out here trying to get money out of these niggas, they don't got their own bag. They like to act like they got their own bag. But you like giving off this like where I'm independent, but I still want men to do everything for me. Like, which one is it?
Yeah, that's kind of weird to me too. But
I mean, there's nothing wrong with either. If you want to be a trophy and somebody want to catch it, whatever. But like this, I make six. Like, I saw a video of this girl claiming that she made over 6 figures, but she still wanted a guy to make over 6 figures and also spend all his money on her so she could keep her money.
This wasn't on
like,
Kevin
is
Samuel,
that,
was it?
Huh?
This wasn't talking to Kevin Samuel, was it?
No, it was, she was like giving tips on how to be like her.
I mean, if that works out for her, what can we say? If that works out, no comparison to that one.
So people are separating themselves from titles, meaning that, and I'm pretty sure you guys know some people out there who, been messing with somebody for on and off for maybe 2 to 3 years, and that's not their man, and she's not his girl, but everything else is happening in the middle. Everything else is, everything else
that a relationship requires, pretty much.
Right, exactly. Like, you're doing all the relationship stuff, so that's why it's like with that being a trend, me and my wife be looked at as weirdos sometimes.
Think so?
like from every once in a while, like most people are receptive, take it like, oh yeah, that's awesome, whatever. But every once in a while, it's like, wait, you're married? Like, what is that? Like, they look at me. I mean, one guy said like I don't, like, you a different type of bull. Like, somebody, like, what does that even mean?
Well, no. That's kind of true, because some of us never doing that, especially in our 20s. But I honor people that's married at young ages. Right. I mean, everybody has their own reasons of doing things, So I honor it. I haven't got there.
And it's definitely depending on what circle you're in, because the funny part is that the reason why it take me is because I actually know a couple of married people. I don't know if that's due to my wife, I guess, because some of them are her friends, but I know people who are married, and they're my age.
Right.
Like,
I have friends that's married that's our age.
Right.
And a couple was married for years.
Right. Right. So, I guess you could just find yourself to talk, sometimes you find yourself talking to somebody who, I guess, don't know anybody who's married their age, and they just look at you like, What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah. Like, me, like I said, bro, I honor it. You know, you married, you got a wife and kids. That's honorable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes a lot. You know, everybody can't do it. That's why it's so honorable to me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to do it now. So I think that's part of why the oddness of it. It's like a lot of people our age are not really even thinking on it. And why do you think that is?
Upbringing, a lot of times. Some people have poor examples at home or around them, so they're like, man, they going through all this and they married. You know, I don't see no happiness coming out of it. So watch.
I mean, I just feel like it just sets a false sense, a falsehood of how things really should go. Because I feel like relationships, it shouldn't come down to dollars. Like, of course, you want somebody to still, you don't want nobody broke who can't do nothing for you. Of course not. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But I mean, the value of a person should never be like it just as much as if God putting a value on you for sex, like just for sex. It's just as the same thing with men. Like just putting it on, like, oh well,
I mean,
he got this type of bag, so
it ain't tricking if you got it. Though.
It ain't tricking if you got it. And it's crazy because I was just talking to my wife too. It's like, we were just talking about how like people like when you ask about your significant other, they usually care about like that's like the thing. What do they do?
Right.
Like,
true.
They care about that more than like how do he treat you? Like, are you happy to go home? Like, and it's like maybe that sounds a little more too personal, but I mean, it's also personal to be asking somebody with bad, because if you asking them what they do, you're trying to find out how much money I make. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're being just as personal, but it's more comfortable, it's more rewarding to say, oh, my man do this and he makes this amount of money, that, oh, my man takes good care of me, he takes good care of my children. Because, and it's crazy because we have friends like that. We knew a young lady of a friend, and she, was in a relationship with a guy, and he made good money, but that was it. Everything else was terrible.
Everything else?
Everything. I mean,
as far as you
say, huh?
As far as everything else was terrible.
Like as far as how he treated her, as far he didn't treat her right. Like
I mean, sometimes there's a lot.
You would never be able to tell that from her social media.
Right. There's a lot to come with that, though. I mean, some guys that's up in income and all that, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Samuels, you always call them high value men. They got so many options sometimes. And I mean, I'm not, defending how you treat a person or whatever, but I don't think you should treat a woman, no way less just because of your financial stature or anything like that.
Right.
But there's a lot to come with that. Sometimes, it's not always what it's spoken up to be,
right.
However you say it, but it's not always, it's not always what it is. It's not always a good thing. I've seen it. I mean, you see it on movies, so. It's real in real life too, but we definitely see it on movies. You get this dude, he a multi-millionaire, but he ain't shit.
Right.
So I mean, it's a way to have a balanced life also as a man. Sometimes you want a man to work and get all this money and bring it in, but you gotta understand that you ain't gonna see him that much either.
Yes.
And if you want to see him all the time, you gonna understand the money gonna be a little lower. It's one or the other, there's no in between.
Yeah. But eat your cake and 1 and 2.
What's up?
What is it? Eat your cake.
Eat your cake and 1 and 2.
Or something.
I mean, they always say it about us. They always say it about men, but women do it too.
Yeah.
Women definitely do it too.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, man. So,
what's
ready to get into this? Huh?
What we talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
What we talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. So, Dove have a story to tell. And it involves the millennial dating because I feel like it speaks on how people feel about, starting stuff with people and how that may or may not end out when you start your life or parts of your life with somebody. Because, you want to take over?
Yeah, so basically the story is basically about my previous relationship that I had for 2 years, which started off very, very, very good. The ending, I can't say the same thing. Kind of a weird ending. Mm-hmm. I don't really have nothing bad to say about the person, but as far as the story goes.
Now, when you say, well, let's just open up a little bit. So when you say it went really good, like, you guys, like, as far as what you guys were talking about 2 years in, was you seeing stuff like marriage? Would you see, because you guys had just moved into your first house together, right?
Technically, yeah.
Right. So was that just like, oh, well, I'm tired of living where I'm at. I'm tired of living, let's just get a house. Or was that like, oh, we're starting something together? Like, how did you view that?
I feel like the plan.
So around the holidays, that's December.
Holidays,
So in December, she court something else? Or
Well, it wasn't that. I think she asked me, we was trying to look for a password or something like that.
Okay.
And in the midst of looking for the password, well, she said she wanted to go through my thread to find it. Like, you can type in like a keyword or something like that. I was like, no. Just like that. Because it's like, huh?
Oh, so she was trying to find something.
I don't, like, she said she was looking for a password. So,
okay.
I mean, cool, but no. I'm not going through my text messages.
Oh.
So in my mind, bro,
go through the text message.
In my mind, I didn't think that much of it at the time, but she was mad at me for a few days. But I wasn't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward, I think like Christmas, we was having a good time. My friend came over, his wife, excuse me. We all having a good time. And she like said I was being fidgety with the phone. I'm like, how I'm being fidgety with the phone? I just let you have a phone to take pictures on it. We had a ring light, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I let you take pictures on it. What else you want me to do? So then she ended up going through my DMs and my texts. There's really nothing there.
So she didn't find anything.
It's like one DM, like a person I used to work with put a 100 sign up on one of my stories. Sent 100 back. She tried to, like, why you didn't respond? But it's like, that's my homie. If I know I'm not doing nothing, I ain't admitting to nothing because I wasn't doing nothing. After I got caught up the first time with them text messages or whatever, I was done with that, bro. I'm not going to keep jeopardizing it.
I understand. Right.
But that happened.
So now,
here comes New Year's.
So
New Year's comes, go to my uncle's crib. We have a good time. New Year's popping. We have a great time. I ain't thinking, bro. I'm, drinking, whatever, bam. We had a good night. So the next day, a lot of people on my phone was on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to say that. It just is a habit. So I don't really look that much into it. Of course she would because of the previous situation or whatever.
Right.
But, yeah, she went through my watch, my Apple Watch that day.
So who was on the Do Not Disturb?
Literally, one of the girls was one of the people she told me to stop talking to.
Okay.
But the only reason I text that person is because I had heard that they almost had like a life in this situation. So I just sent the Happy New Year's. I said, I hope y'all good. That's all I said.
Okay.
Then the other two was like on some Happy New Year stuff also. They might have sent an emoji or two or whatever. Okay. But I left it at that. I left my watch up there. I usually don't leave my watch upstairs.
Yes.
So
messed up.
So basically she come downstairs. I'm downstairs chilling or whatever. I don't know what I was doing, but she come downstairs. And then she like cooking or whatever. Then she go back upstairs. Then she come back down. I can see a mood change. I'm like, what's up with her? I thought everything was good.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I just keep questioning because now you know how we are. We see something wrong, we gotta,
And it's a nothing.
Yeah, so
nothing's wrong.
She like, yeah, it's the new year. I don't want to start nothing. Bro, I go upstairs. My Apple Watch is open. My text message is open. I'm like, shit. But like, that happened. Somehow, I guess it was dumb that I still had company that night. It was a bad decision on my behalf. I should have told everybody to stay home, but she didn't say don't bring them or whatever. But I didn't want to be stuck in the crib that night beefing like that. I don't know.
Beefing all night too.
But that happened. My friends left that night. We really didn't talk about it, to be honest. This situation, this time was different than the first time because this time I didn't really feel like I did something detrimental to the relationship. Like I just sent the text, bro. Like I didn't plan on talking to these people again.
Right.
I just said what I said, left it at that. So it was different in my approach of apologizing. Of course I apologized and I felt like I didn't say nothing to her all day. Even in the car. That night when she left for work, I went to her. I was like, I'm sorry. Forgive me. And that's where the argument sparked that night. She like, you waited all day. And then she like said she was washing her hands with me. All this other stuff. So that happened. Somehow, I forgot how we even got past that. But we did, I thought. So like the next 2 weeks was cool.
And when did we get to our birthday after New Year's?
Well, in between that time, we got around MLK Day.
Right.
So that weekend was like 4 days straight together.
Okay.
The first day we went out or whatever, she like, we haven't been talking lately. I didn't really grasp what she meant because I'm a talker, bro. So I didn't really peep that I hadn't been talking. I'm a talker though. I think you know that.
Right.
So so she said that, and I kind of looked at her like, you ain't been talking either. You know what I'm saying? And it don't be purposely. It's just like I talk to people for a living. So sometimes I do get burnt out. I started realizing that later down the line. But in the beginning, when we first moved, I was an energizer bunny. Always had energy. But as time passed, you start getting worn out a little bit.
Right.
So sometimes it's like you be that person that's always upbeat. But when you're not upbeat, people don't know how to handle it.
Right.
Not just even talking about her, just in general.
Just in general. Like they think like it's dumb. Like
yeah.
It's not like you just are not, and I get in. Me and my wife get in that too. She understand. Like sometimes she thinks like I'm not listening because I don't have enough back to say. But it's just like I'm receiving it. I'm just too exhausted to really
Right. I
mean, my side of the story for right now, and I'll probably hit you with it later. But for right now, I'd just rather just listen.
Yes. I mean, that happened that night. We went home. You know what I'm saying? We chilled, we watched the movie, did TikToks, Corvette, and the other joint, that joint. I'm looking all silly and big as hell on the screen. I'm thinking everything all good. The next day come, Saturday, I forgot what we did in the daytime, but that night we chilled, we watched 1,000 movies. Right. Sunday we went to see our parents, whatever. I don't know, man, like, I don't want to get too deep into, like, physically or anything like that. I'll leave that alone, but it was just weird, man. It just got a little bit weird for me. And guys, sometimes we just don't say shit. We like, fuck it, we gonna rock out. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it went. 2 weeks later is the trip. I was taking her. She was originally supposed to go to LA, but then we heard that LA was shut down. So we're like, all right, we're gonna go to Orlando. So we booked that and everything. Right. In the course of that, it even got weird those last couple weeks, like a little bit distance. I don't really know how to explain it, bro. It was weird as hell.
So now I know we gone like over the last couple of weeks leading up, because now you're about to get into the end. So was the end as much a surprise now that you recanted all of those things?
Now that I look at everything as a whole, like outside now of it, it's not as, it's a little bit more understandable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Than it was at first. At first I was like, I felt like I was blindsided by it. You know what I'm saying? It was weird. It's weird as hell to me. It wasn't like it was something that was talked about being led up to, like, listen, we about to break up. You know what I'm saying? Right. What happened on New Year's happened, and then, like, I pretty much didn't hear nothing else about it again. So, I mean, maybe that was me not thinking. But, yeah, the trip come, her birthday was the night. We went to the trip the day of her birthday or whatever. So the night before was even kind of weird. We didn't take no birthday shot or nothing. It was just like, blah. And I tried to initiate, but I don't know, bro. And I know she had stuff going on with her that I was aware of, some stuff I wasn't aware of. You can tell me every damn thing. So I don't know to this day, you know what I'm saying? But the trip happened the day of her birthday. We woke up that morning, cool. We got to the airport, cool. Everything was good, We got to Orlando, cool. Went and got some drinks, turned up. It's her birthday.
And how was her attitude throughout the weekend?
It was a little weird.
It was?
Yeah.
This is what I say about the Instagram pics. Because I saw you guys Instagram. I thought you guys you was having weird. A ball. I thought you guys looked like...
It was weird.
Like you guys was lit up there.
Basically, like, later down the line, I figured out she lied to me about something that day. Because it's your birthday. You getting lit. You trying to do. You know what you're trying to do. Right. It's your birthday. Right. You know what I'm saying? We trying, you know what I'm saying? Right. She hit me with this lame excuse or whatever. To this day, I don't know if it was true or not. But I kind of, after everything happened, I was like, man, that shit was false. That was true. BS. Yeah. So, I don't know. I never talked to the person. But that's how I feel. So, I don't give a shit.
Do you feel... Well, we get to that at the end. So
that happened.
So, at this... So, you are getting hints. Like, you're saying, like, she's not feeling certain things and the communication is falling off.
Yeah, but, you'll feel away, but I'm like, damn, we can work it out. We can work past it. I'm not thinking like, damn, this shit over. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the first day we end up going to dinner that night, go out to the steak joint. It was a good time. We took a picture. Everybody seen the picture. Everybody thought we was happily in love or whatever. So I mean, even during the trip, I don't kind of was weird because I was trying to like I don't know what she wanted to do, like go to the club. I was confused, man. But basically, we went shopping. We went to Universal Studios and all that. We tried to do what we could.
Right.
We talked a little bit. Sometimes we didn't talk. It was weird. I tried to keep my phone away as much as possible, just to be on the respectful tip, unless I was taking pictures. Like the last night we was there was kind of weird. We went out to eat and then it was cool. We went to Fat Tuesdays. That's where it got weird. She left the table or whatever, said she was going to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. She came back. We went to like this bubble shit, whatever. I don't know what it was. That was even cool. We had fun there. Got back to the room. She got a call from her cousin. She took the call. I just looked at it like, well, damn, all right, cool. Like the whole time, it wasn't no touchy-feely stuff. I kind of like, because she said the first
like a
day.
friend's vacation.
Yeah, bro, it was weird, man. Like, who does that?
Like a friend's vacay.
Who does that? So I'm like, cool. And I mean, I'm a dude, so of course I want it, but it's like I ain't gonna like go overboard for it. Like once you tell me what you tell me, I'm like, all right, cool. So I ain't gonna be all on
you.
Right. So let's see. We fly back from the trip. It's Sunday, it's snowing outside, just started snowing. We get home or whatever. Get home, she go upstairs, put up, take a shower and chill. So I'm like, damn, like when you come back downstairs? You watch a movie? She's like, no, it was weird and I don't want to talk about it. So
what was weird?
She just said how she was feeling was weird.
Oh,
she didn't
okay.
talk about it. So that's pretty much where it all went downhill from. You know how women say something, you like, it's weird, what? So then like we going back and forth through text and she's like, can you honestly say you're 100% happy? I said, I'm a happy guy. Yeah, I'm happy. And then it kind of went down here from there. I went upstairs. Bro, I cried and she cried. It was weird, man. That's the first time I like ever did that.
Mm.
So
no wrong with it. That shows where y'all was at that time.
I was. I don't know about her, but
right.
all right. Let me not say that. But I felt like, I loved her so much, and I'm like, damn. Well, this is my best way to show her that I'm vulnerable and I really care about her. So it wasn't on purpose. It just came out.
Right.
So,
no, I get it.
I'm like, damn. I don't want this to end. Blah blah blah. That's the first day. So it was just weird. I slept downstairs that night. The second day was a Monday. It was snowed outside, whatever. I think I did work from home that day, but let me see. It was weird that day because she couldn't really go nowhere. She felt like she was stuck at home with me, so it was weird. That was probably one of the reasons she didn't want to talk about it that night, but I just couldn't let it go. Pretty much that day was the last time I cried about it, the second day. And after that, I was still trying to poke at her, like, yo, like, what's up? Like, because she just told me basically that she was not mentally in the relationship anymore.
Okay.
For a guy, I understand what she's saying, but at the same time, it's like, that's really what you want to give me?
Like it's not explanatory for real. Like that's the old it's not you, it's me, basically. Kind of like rebranded.
But it gotta be me because somewhat, and I know it was because I'm not perfect, but damn, I treated her good, but I ain't perfect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like for all this to happen like this, and as I get deeper into it, it was just weirding me out, bro. No, so that first week was weird. She told me she basically told me that she wanted me to leave, send her all the bills and whatever. So I started doing it. So I started coming on to it, but I still was like, it'll be like one day she'll leave the crib and she'll text me like, oh, I was thinking about you. Are you okay? And I'm like, huh? So that's why I'm confused now. Then she, the second week is when it really got crazy. The second week got weird because now I started peeping all this stuff.
What's that?
Man. So she would hit me up periodically and ask me like, basically she said she wasn't rushing me, but at the same time I felt like she was, bro. Because
just to clarify what Dove is talking about, after she ended the relationship, she did say she wanted you to leave, but it didn't sound like fast.
Right. It was more like
time.
You got time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna find me a spot. You know what I'm saying? Once I get this spot, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? At first, the first couple of days or first week, I would say I was still fighting for it because I didn't want to.
Right. Exactly.
I didn't want to leave, bro. I ain't gonna be no liar on here. So I'm fighting. Yo, niggas like, yo, bro, you gotta go for yours.
Right.
But the second week was when I finally came to my senses. She told me she was walking on eggshells, and if it was her, she would have been left. She would have figured it out. So when she started saying certain stuff, I came to my senses.
That stuff.
Yeah, she pretty much told me like, I'm giving you an answer. I'm not giving you the answer that you want. But my thing was, like, can we have a final talk before I leave? Like, really sit down, have a face-to-face. And she didn't want to do it. She said she didn't feel comfortable doing it. So after that, I pretty much, my respect level was, had went down and all that. Right. So going this last week, she started doing, she working nights, so she started doing weird shit that kind of caught me off guard. Like, like I said, I'm not trying to downplay her or nothing like that. I didn't say nothing bad about her. But, for example, one day, I'm working, so I work from home or whatever. Working, and she like leave in the middle of the day. But she works, at night. So she just leave. Sometimes she will, maybe, but not like this. So she just leave, whatever, go out the crib. I ain't thinking of it. So I go out to get the mail. I always get the mail every day. So I look to the right. Her car is still there.
Okay.
So I'm like, you went this way. She went that way. Why is her car this way? So
she snuck out.
I mean, we wasn't together, so she could do what she want. But after she did that, I seen her come back the same way from that way. But usually, if it's your homie, they're gonna drop you off in front of the crib or whatever. Cool. But that's not what happened. So from that day, I already knew what it was.
Right.
So that's when I really like, fuck it, I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I really had nothing to say. We didn't really speak during those last couple of days at all. Small talk.
And then the hammer dropped.
So I started moving my stuff out during the course of the week, I believe Wednesday. Thursday was my last day moving the rest of my stuff. So I remember her texting me like, are you coming back? Are you coming back? Just asking. But one day she asked me, did I need help looking for places? I'm just like, I felt like she was being smart.
And by the way, this is all inside of a week, right?
Yeah.
It went from, take your time, find a place to... Did you find a place?
I wasn't doing nothing.
Trying to find a place?
I was going out the crib because I needed air or whatever, but I wasn't doing nothing to her.
And this is kind of when I could speak a little bit about where I came in, because he told me that Monday after they came back that him and his girl was breaking up. And I remember him telling me about how fast she was moving as far as getting him out of there. And that struck me as weird because, a little bit I do know about women is that usually they're not that much, like even if they don't want to deal with you anymore, they're not usually that excited about being in a big house by themselves like that fast. So I'm like, well, damn, she's moving on. Like she's moving on, like done moved on. So even though I don't think I said it to you that first time we talked about it, but I was already thinking like there's anything about that. Once a person feels like the connection is not there anymore, that's it. But what I felt was troubling was like the lead on. Did you feel like you deserved that lead on? Because yes, you did. You had your ways in you had your faults in the past, but like you said, you felt a little blindsided. Especially. Still celebrating holidays and taking her out of town for her birthday. Like, do you feel like she could have handled that part better? Like, as far as like letting her true feelings be known that this was coming to an end, and then maybe you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, bro. Like I feel like she knew it before we went on the trip. You know what I'm saying? Like even when we was breaking up, she kept saying she thought the trip would help. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm a dude. I'm like, man, you knew that it wouldn't help. Why do we even go? She said she had been talking to her mom.
And we also got to. So let's get to the last part because we also got to talk about when this started happening. So what was the very last piece of evidence that you got there?
I mean, at this point, it wasn't evidence because I had left that day.
Right.
So we had a security camera thing or whatever.
Doorbell camera, right?
Yeah. So I gave her all the info to change these stuff or whatever. Damn, I don't think nothing of it. So like for a couple hours, I guess the camera drone went out. So I'm out. My cousin and his girl takes me out to Bahama Breeze, and it made me feel good.
Right.
So I ain't thinking nothing of it. I think everything changed. I ain't no creep, so I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? No, I ain't even on that type.
Doorbell rings, hits your phone, it goes off on your phone.
I get home, I get to my cousin crib. I stayed with my cousin crib that night, and I get over there. I get an alert from the security joint. Like this. I open that joint. Nigga coming out the crib.
Tragic.
So
right there, court, like Cheaters. I saw the video. It looked like an episode of Cheaters.
Yeah, that was like,
Now about that, I'm joking, but about that though. Now, this is the part. Do you think she was cheating on you? Do you think this is what started after she ended it with you?
No, there's no way, bro. It don't work that fast. It was the same day.
No, yeah, that day is when you saw him, but
So
you guys have been technically broken up for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was
right?
going on.
So do you feel as though that this started inside those 2 weeks, or this is something that
I honestly don't know. It could have started before that. I don't know. The person, I don't know. Like
if you did find out, would that change your opinion of her? Because one thing I have to say to let everybody know, Dove has yet not called this woman out of her name. He has not cursed at her. He does not. He sounds like he still what's the best for her, correct?
Of course.
Of course, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So, but would that change if you found out she was cheating on you while y'all was in a relationship?
Bro, it's over. So no, it won't change anything.
It won't change anything because it's over. But would it change how you feel about her, or how you felt about her?
It can't really change how I.
Well, it can't change how you felt about her. That's in the past.
How I feel about her right now?
Yeah.
No, because I'm already at the point where I just don't deal with the person.
Right.
I don't hate her.
Right.
I don't deal with her. So unless it's like something that has to be said between the two of us, I don't deal with her. You know what I'm saying? It's no disrespect on my end. At first, I felt the ways. Like when I first seen that video, bro, any guy would feel the ways.
Right.
I was ready to go up there.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I was feeling.
That's
how I was feeling. But then you gotta come to your senses. Even the whole thing where I said I seen her go the other way with the car and stuff like that. That's not smart. Because what if I happen to come out behind you that day to say something or whatever? I see bull. Now I'm put in a bad situation because, of course, I don't want to just start nothing. But come on now.
Yeah,
I'm walking behind you like, yo,
that's going to
like, why they couldn't come get you here?
Going,
Yeah, and then I'm punching on bull, whatever. All this other stuff happened. And then, it's just too much that can happen. But that person wasn't thinking. Like, although I was doing with the text, DM, or whatever, she never had to worry about nobody.
So about that, did she believe you though? When you said you was not, so you don't.
No, bro.
Did she try to? Did she sound convinced that you didn't do anything with these women, or she? I
don't think she. She know I didn't have sex with nobody.
How do you know she know that?
Because what evidence did she have? Like, where did I go? We shared locations, bro. I damn sure ain't bring nobody in the crib. She hit me with that line before, but that was just she was going through whatever. But yeah, I ain't bring nobody to the crib, nothing like that. That's ridiculous. I didn't do anything, bro. She knows it. She got it. Like that wasn't even really the discussion. It was whether I did anything. What I was going to do was her thing.
So even when y'all was arguing about it when it was fresh, she wasn't really arguing the fact that you had sex with other women. She was arguing the fact that you were talking to other women.
Right.
So she never really thought for any reason that you was having sex.
Maybe she did, but she didn't
approach you
that
with
much.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if she did, like my thing is like when this whole thing boiled down, it's like now I think about it like, damn, like the first time that happened, did you ever forgive me for that? Because if you did, then,
why did it lead to this?
Yeah, like it's not. Right. I'm not into that, cheat back stuff.
Right.
So if you felt like you was gonna take me back and you could forgive me, cool.
And that's why I said, like, do those things bother you? Because at the end of the day, that's always been my thing. Is that as humans we mess up, and as humans we take people. I don't judge anybody when somebody takes somebody back.
Right.
I think that's up to them. You don't know somebody's relationship when from the inside. You only see what's on the outside, so you don't know how that what may be making them continue to click, even though you feel like they shouldn't anymore. But what I don't agree with, if you are going to take somebody back, that's you take them back. Everything.
Don't take that person back. Yeah, them. Take them back.
It can't go down. You can't keep holding that over the person's head.
Right.
Like it can't become a black male device. It can't. It has to literally be water under the bridge for the relationship to continue. Because if it's always going to be this hurt thing in the back, sabotaging, or rearing its ugly head anytime it's convenient, then you're never going to get back to where you guys were, no matter if this person changed or not.
Right. And I understand that, like, looking back, even when it first happened, I felt like, damn, like, if you never was going to forgive me for the first time, we should have just left me there.
I mean, not that you would have took it. Maybe you would have took it better.
I would have understood
because
more.
at least you would have understood
I would
what
have
you
understood
did
more
and how
I draw.
you drawed and it was over. But acting like you could get over it.
Maybe she tried to.
Yeah, maybe she tried to.
The New Year's thing was the last straw. Who knows, bro? Like, my thing has always been like, even one time she said, what if I got caught texting my ex or something? She said something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what to say because, like, I don't have an ex to text. So that doesn't, it's not an equal comparison. Like, you have an actual ex. And that's another thing. The nigga that came out of the house, that's what I think it was.
The ex.
So it was like, I never asked her or anything like that, but I know what he looked like because I'm a nigga and I do my research.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I know what he looked like. And then, after this whole thing happened, I left and all that. It was stuff said on Instagram or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, bro, she's like draw, just saying, throwing little shots or whatever, screenshot, and that's somebody's. One time, she put up a picture. She went to San Juan or whatever. She put up a picture, somebody, and she screenshots somebody saying, "Damn, Dub fucked up the bag." No, Dub fumbled the bag. So I'm looking like, why would you post that? I'm gonna see a story. You trying to be, you know what I'm saying? I just left it alone, bro.
Wait, somebody posted that underneath her picture?
No, somebody commented under her story. Said, "Damn, Dub fumbled the bag." And then she screenshot and put it on her story.
Yeah, I think she wanted you to see that, bro.
I know. I never said nothing, though. Bro, we never talked about this.
But that's what's unfair about that.
It is.
What's unfair about her posting that you didn't even know you fumbled the bag. She just sprung it on you. That she fumbled.
Did I fumble the bag?
That's what I'm saying. Did you? Because at the end of the day,
she left me.
Exactly.
How did I fumble the bag?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not gonna get on here and talk crazy about the person, but like, come on now.
Now, I had asked you this before on one of our promo lives that we did, but just so we can say it on here. How do this affect you moving forward as far as like getting there again with somebody? Like the next time you're with somebody long enough that you want to get a house with them, would this experience change that? And how would you move forward with doing that?
I wouldn't say it would change the experience, change that, because I still want to do it again, you know what I'm saying? It felt good being in a relationship, bro. Like, I'm not going to sit on here in front. It felt good having a woman. It felt good doing that for once in my life. I felt like an adult man. I always felt like an adult for a long time now. But
you feel like another person, your adult, your man moves.
I had everything in my mind planned as far as what I wanted to do, as far as her, me, family, all that. We was trying to have a kid, bro. We was trying to have a kid at that time. Bro, once we moved in the crib, I was like,
you dropping bombs in the middle. I thought the story was over. You dropping bombs. So she was comfortable. So y'all really was thinking about building a life together. And she I don't want to throw it away, but she threw that away. Right?
I don't know what to call it. I mean, if anything that I was doing was that bad, then I would have liked to know ahead of time, like, yo, I really can't take it, though.
Or do you think Mr. X or Mr. New Guy swept her off her feet? Is that possible?
My thing is with that, like, if it's a new guy, that's what's up. I can't be mad at that because somebody else came through and showed you something different. But if it's the ex dude that you said was this and that,
I gotta first of all, I gotta say that's one of the most champion things. That's a big step of talk right there.
Yeah, like if it's, I can respect that if it's a new dude, he doing something that I wasn't doing or whatever. But if you going backwards, then you tell me like you grew during a relationship, I don't agree with that. You didn't. Where was the growth?
Right.
I didn't go back to nothing. The chicks that she went through my phone and seen, I don't talk to none of them.
Right.
So when it first happened, I didn't have no hoes or whatever you want to call it. I had nobody. I was to myself the first week or so. I had friends that I known for years or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as chicks, like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I cut them off and that was that. I sent those New Year's texts, bro. I ain't think nothing of it. But women get these ideas in their minds, it's like, he doing this and he doing that. But you don't have no evidence of it. But since he did this, you got in your mind that he's doing that also. Or he thinking about this person. It wasn't even like that. I'm not that type of guy.
Right.
Like, I made mistakes like everybody. It's like sometimes you portray this good guy. Right. That's why it's a bad thing sometimes being a good guy. Because it's just like no room for error. Although what I was doing wrong.
You know what?
What I was doing was wrong,
I think that's the bombshell of the pod, because that's true. That's
no room for error, bro.
When a girl think you a good guy, they expect you to be a good guy. When they get with a sleaze bag, they do more lenient because they know he's a sleaze bag.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
they catch a
gift
text
and
or
curse.
two, they know what they got. So
I know what I was doing was wrong because sometimes, I'm good with my words. So it's easy to like flirt and make somebody laugh or whatever.
Right.
I was tripping, bro. Like I should, first of all, I had too much time on my hands. And then some of that was my fault. Although it was the pandemic, I should have been doing more to preoccupy my time. Like I was out here working and stuff like that, like a second job or something like that. Whatever. It could have been something, you know what I'm saying? And then at the time we started doing the podcast, that was like, yes, that's my niche. I'm gonna be good. I got this going on, I got that going on. Right. And I had some endeavors that I wanted to participate in this year regardless. Right. I just knew that 2021 was gonna be a great year. Right. I had stuff that I wanted to do with her for 2021. Right. But we never got there. So I'm not gonna say the next person gonna do the same thing with them. But like going forward, I'm not gonna be like, yo, F all these tricks or whatever. I ain't never doing it again. I wanna do it again and I wanna do it better. Because I know now that I'm capable of being that guy. Right. So, I'm never going, even to the young boys, my thing would be like, guys, period. When you're going through certain stuff in yourself, like you might be bored or you might have too much downtime. And, stuff happens, like your mind go crazy. And that's what was happening to me. Like I ain't making an excuse, but it was a different time in my life where I didn't know what to do. So instead of talking to the person, I might have tried a few times, but instead of like really breaking it down to the person, telling what I was going through, my outlet was other people. Flirting and shit like that. Which isn't cool, and I don't recommend nobody do it, because once you start, it's hard to stop. Right. And I wanted to stop, bro. Every day I wanted to stop, but I just kept going. But even when I got caught up, I felt like, damn, I got caught, good, I can stop now. Right. I can move forward, I can be better, I can get back to being myself. There you go. And I thought I was, but I guess not. I guess I didn't do good enough.
Because sometimes once is enough, and that's the unfair. Right. So, with that being said, do you hold on to hope, or you're just ready to move on? And when I say hold on to hope, I don't mean like wait for the day for her to walk back through the door or hit your phone. But if you guys ever cross paths again and she may be open to it, are you gonna say what's up, or you're ready to just move on? It's done.
The type of guy I am, bro. Like even for example, now most guys probably would have reached out by now or tried.
I would say so, especially the long term. Yeah, I don't the 2-year relationship. Oh yeah, definitely. And you saying you haven't?
No, I don't got that in me. Especially after that.
From the muscle.
After that video, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was like the reassurance of like
Yeah, I'm stubborn like that too. I think that would have stopped me.
I am very stubborn.
Yeah, that would have stopped me after that. After that, it's like no, I can't be knocking on your door.
So it's like once you see that, and you want to say like, oh, at first I was blaming myself. Oh man, I did this, I did that, I shouldn't have did that, man. I'm the reason all this happened. But when you really look at it, people are going to do what they wanted to do. So that person did what they wanted to do. Exactly. They're not going to blame their mishap or whatever when they start going outside their relationship. And I'm not taking the blame for that. That person did what they wanted to do. That person could have easily said, listen, it's over. It might have took me a day or two to come to grasp with it, but when you start doing stuff like that, now it's like the cheat back game. That's immature. Oh, he did this. I'm not happy with him, so I'm going to mess with another dude. That's not cool. Millennial dating, man. It's crazy. And I'm not saying people didn't do it in the past, but I didn't expect the person to take the situation as mature. Like, even at first, bro, it's like she told me, once I leave, we can talk about it. It's like, once I leave, I'm not talking about that to you. Like, what are we going to, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing, I don't know what to say. Once I seen that video, it was like, like the same day I left, bro. The same day I left. And I don't know what was said about me to other people. I don't care. Because I know what kind of guy I am, and I know what I do, and I know what I brought to the table.
And you can't control the narrative.
I can't.
Yeah, that's
I can't.
Sorry, yeah. Once she go back to her friends, she can tell them whatever.
Yeah, like I loved her family. I loved her family and her friends. I respected them all. I respected them all, bro. So I mean, when that happened, it just was. It was what it was.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you sound like you definitely grown from the experience.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a learning experience,
and that's what it's about, man. And I just wish more people would know that, like, we live in this real, like, negative culture now of, like, taking situations and taking the worst part out of it and somehow attaching yourself to, like, oh, I'm going to make my circle smaller, or F love, marriage is stupid, and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, we're social creatures. It doesn't even make sense.
I'm
like,
a social butterfly.
Huh?
I'm a social, like me personally.
Yeah,
I'm a
we're
social
social
butterfly.
humans.
Sometimes
humans in general.
that's a
like,
problem in
that's
relationships
why like
too.
when people say all that stuff about like having no heart, like it shows, and you seem miserable. And I never seen so many people share memes about being miserable. But
I think a lot of times too, bro, like people allow you to be such a big part of their happiness. Too much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not even talking about her, just like in general, like you make that person happy. So when y'all not, on the right terms, their whole world come crashing down. When it shouldn't be like that.
right.
So that's why I tell any girl I mess with, listen, I want you to have, you can have male friends, just keep it,
Right.
cordial. I want you to go out as much as you want. All that stuff, bro. You gotta live your life when you're in a relationship still.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like me.
And you gotta learn from it. You gotta learn from your mistakes.
I got to a point where I was chilling too
like,
much.
I've never seen so many people like such up. Like I heard so many people when the New Year came, like, oh, I'm only worried about myself. Like, I mean, at a point, self health is all that matters the most. You always care about yourself, but don't turn cold to the rest of the world, bro. It's not going to make you a better person to be cold. Also, we're gonna wrap up on that.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say more people should wait until they're happy with themselves.
There you go. And being happy with yourself don't mean F everybody else.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's being secure with yourself, finding yourself and what makes you happy, because nobody else can make you happy.
You have to make yourself happy first. That's the most important.
No materialistic shit can make you happy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like I said, bro, I ain't want to keep getting into it, but it's like even my whole situation, like, you didn't have those type of issues financially or nothing like that.
Right.
So some stuff.
It sounded like the biggest contributor is communication.
It was.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I communicate. I'm not the best, but I do communicate. But we didn't, sometimes it just was bad. And that, we both know it. So it just is what it is, bro. Like I said, I was, person the best. You know what I'm saying? I'm living life. We living life, you know what I'm saying? That's all you can do is move on, live life, bro. That's all I'm trying to do.
So we're gonna end it on that note. Yeah, we done. Episode 1 in the books is over.
I give our at names.
We did that, man. I hope we did okay. Like I said, bear with us. First episode, we'll get more in tune. We'll get more energy. We'll get more fluent with the topics. But like I said, episode 1, I'm happy we finally did this.
Facts. It's a long time coming, bro.
Our next episode will be in another week or two.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And that one, we're gonna be tackling PC culture. What it mean, we're gonna be tackling all the things you can't say, can't say, or won't say anymore.
Definitely, man.
And also, we're gonna be tackling people from the past. Like, how do y'all feel about that? How do you feel about digging up what somebody said 10 years ago on Twitter?
They're not even the same person no more.
Not even the same person no more, and trying to hang them for it today. So that's what we'll be working on. Thank you for listening. This is Big Stepper Podcast.
Yeah, follow the page at Big Stepper Podcast, BIGSTEPPA.
Yes, sir.
Podcast. I'm sorry. So you do that. Follow that on Instagram. Okay, my name is Fly with a Dub.
I'm Jada Ball.
FLY_WIT_DOVE.
Jada Ball. JTHABOUL. Jada Ball.
Episode 1 in the books. Thank you.
Episode 1. Thanks a lot.